Do you believe in the afterlife? Do you believe in the ability to connect with people who have passed? A local medium is the subject of a new film debuting at the Kansas International Film Festival, and she joins us now along with Stacy Rich, the executive director of the film festival. We have Stephanie Barton, who's a registered nurse and a medium. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Got to ask Stephanie, how long have you been a medium, and when did you know that you felt you could make this connection with the other side?
Well, I've been a professional medium for 15 years, which is such a great accomplishment. I feel really good about my work. And it wasn't until just a few years before that, when I was still practicing as a nurse, that I began to entertain or even be open to the possibility that I could do this and offer a valuable service and truly help people who are in that phase of grief or loss.
Did something specific happen? Like you connected with someone on the other side, or you were trying to work with a patient, or was this a childhood? Looking back, when did this start? What happened?
Oh, I was being prepared from the time I was a child. When I was young, I would see spirits and have different mystical kind of experiences. But because of my traditional religious upbringing and other social pressures, I decided that must not be right. That must not be for me. Then after I worked as a nurse, and especially working night shift, and when things that you can't readily explain start to happen, I began to be a little more curious and a little more open to understanding what these experiences could teach me, and then how I could use these experiences to help others. So it's a gradual process.
And Stacy, how did you meet Stephanie, and how did you decide to do a documentary on Stephanie and her work?
Well, I met her in 2003. A friend had a significant other pass away, and she asked me to come to Stephanie for support. And it was the first time I had ever gone to see a medium. And as soon as I met her and walked into her home, it was the first time I recognized what the feeling of energy was. Walking into her home, and it was such a loving experience that I wanted more of it. I wanted to know more about it, and I've been intrigued ever since.
What's the film like? Does it focus on Stephanie? Does it focus on your work? Or Stacy, did you choose to focus on a specific instance in Stephanie's career as a medium?
Well, this is a short film of a larger piece. So this is mostly focused on the fact that love or afterlife is not necessarily afterlife, and that death is not an end. And so this is just entertaining the idea of thinking outside of the traditional belief that we are gone after we pass.
Is there a risk involved in telling your story publicly? Do you feel like there are naysayers that'll poo-poo it, or do you feel like it's your mission to go that extra mile and talk about?
I am willing to put myself out there, and it's okay if not everybody accepts. And I certainly understand that not everybody will believe. And I've had to get comfortable with that, because I feel so passionate and so devoted and dedicated to sharing hope and to giving these messages. And it's been proven to me so many times as being authentic and validated, and just the stories that come out from the other side, you can't make this up, and you can't research it on the internet. It's spirit. So I'm willing to be here and to share and to talk about it.
Where can people see this movie?
It's going to be at the Kansas International Film Festival on Saturday. It's debuting there at 2:50 in the KIF local program.
And where are the movies all being shown?
At the Glenwood Arts Theater,
okay,
at 95th and Mission in Leawood, Kansas.
So the Glenwood Arts Theater will have all these movies. This starts, we have a big event tonight, and then it really kicks off tomorrow and runs all the way through next Thursday. So the Kansas International Film Festival will be running for many days if you want to check out this movie starring or featuring Stephanie and all the other excellent movies in Kansas City and in Kansas.